New season, and obviously a lot of high hopes for the whole team and you yourself. What have you done in the winter to move forward?
We designed a new car, the R3, which is lighter, aerodynamically much better than the last year's car. And I think it's going to be a good season. But nevertheless, I don't know what the other teams have done during the winter, so therefore I do not know the gap we're going to end up with. But we start testing next week in Barcelona, so the first time we will see how quick the car will be. But the real answers we're going to get after the first Grand Prix.
What were the problems that you sort of identified last year that you feel as though you've improved on so far?
The car was too slow, basically, because especially in qualifying, race speed was not too bad, but as we qualified always low down, overtaking is difficult in Formula 1 races of today, so we could never get into the points, or not good enough into the points. We finished third in Monte Carlo, but this was the best we could finish. So the real target now is to qualify higher up this year to be able to be into the points.
Stability, obviously a key factor when you want to start winning races, when it's so competitive. Do you feel as though that there is a stability now within the team that you've got to build on now?
No, there's stability, that's for sure, but there's a long way to go, because technically to improve the cars is a difficult, long way. So now, last year we finished 8th in the Constructor Championship, so if we would move up in progress to 5th position, then I would be happy.
And what about your hopes for the drivers? Eddie Irvine obviously got plenty of experience, but he wants to start winning again as he was with the Ferrari. Do you think you've got something that will allow him to do that?
It's very difficult to say if we have a winning car, but our biggest problem is to get enough speed to get into the points. And Eddie and Pedro had last year a car which was not really capable in all the races to do that. So hopefully this year we're going to have a car which is quick enough, and then they can prove how good they are.
Having a look at the actual car, very high nose is the first noticeable thing. Is there anything else we should be looking at that you would identify?
The weight. The weight is the biggest improvement we made, and the aerodynamic downforce. So generally speaking, on paper it looks good, but let's wait how it performs on the street.
And you get a chance to look at it yourself in Valencia, getting back into the seat.
I try myself, but not because of doing stupid times or whatever, or annoy the drivers. The real reason is I want to understand how these modern cars work. Automatic gear shift, traction control, launch control, and engine performance. I would like to feel this myself, so when I then talk to the drivers during practice or the race, I know or understand better what they have to say. So if I've done it myself, it's the easy way to find out.
Patience isn't one thing that Formula One seems to have when it comes to wanting to win. Everybody wants to win straight out of the box. How long do you think, and you say it is going to take time, how long do you think you've got to be able to get to where you need to be?
That's very hard to predict, but I mean, as I said, this year's target is to move up to 5th position, and then the year after again move up 2 positions if possible, and then you really get competitive, but this is the time it takes.
Do you expect any surprises? Do you expect Toyota, for example, to be closer to the midfield than perhaps they predicted?
This is very difficult to say, because it's all speculation now. In the winter time, nobody's been doing anything the last 2 months, so we have to wait and see. The first testing session in January will give you some sort of indications, but then the real truth comes in Melbourne.
What about the overall setup at Jaguar and your wind tunnel and your aspirations of moving forward? That's going to be a big move, is surely the wind tunnel.
The biggest handicap was we didn't have a wind tunnel available here in England, so now we do have one starting in the middle of February. So this will be the big step forward, because then we can really develop our car here and not fly all the way to California, where you lose a lot of time and manpower really to test enough. So the big step forward will be when the wind tunnel here in England is working.
Never been one to shy away from pressure. How are you enjoying a different role in Formula One now, which is obviously very different than the one when you were driving?
It's a lot more hard work, because the drivers have an easy life. They come, they complain about the car, and they go home, basically. That's what we used to do. So now I'm responsible to make the car better. So it's hard work, but I like it, I enjoy it, therefore I picked up this job, and let's wait and see.
Does it make you laugh a little bit when you see somebody like Eddie, who's probably got a lot of characteristics like you, very aggressive, wants to win all the time? Does it sort of make you think back?
Well, no, I mean, I've driven enough in Formula One, all up and downs, and nearly killed myself and won again and all these sort of things. So the driving part is really over for me. Now my part is to make this car work.
Okay. And how long before we can get a world championship out of Jaguar, in your mind?
This is impossible to predict, because I'm a realistic man. World championship takes a lot of, let's say, a bit of luck and things. You have to get everything in order. And look how long it took Ferrari before they started winning. It took them 21 years. So therefore that's hard to say, but my target is really to be competitive. I mean, if you start in 2 years fighting for winning races, this would be the right step forward, and then you need to put everything together to win a championship eventually.
And is it a case of taking technically a few more risks than perhaps last year?
We did take more risks in this year's car than last year. We make a real progressive car, we do believe that. But again, let's wait and see.
All right.